Just moving through here, things for everyone. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. Fantastic. All right, I had to make sure we were live on Zoom. I wanted to make sure that we are live on Facebook and that we are live on Hi LV on LinkedIn as well. Amazing. Perfect. All right. Well, I just wanted to say hello to everyone right now, all of our spoiled agents from across Canada. You guys are in for a huge, huge treat today. Our friends at Visit Florida have done a fantastic job setting up a great webinar for you guys to kind of get two areas, I guess, if you will, in the Florida region. So we have our friend Deborah Lee, who's a director of U.S. and Canada for the cruise niche travel industry, representing Miami. Hello, Deborah.
Hello.
It's great to see you.
Great to be here and welcome all the spoiled agents.
Wonderful. And behind the scenes, we also have our friend representing Naples. We have Michelle Pierre. She represents the Marco Island, Naples area, and the Everglades. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Welcome to all the agents.
Great. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. We're live here. Our Facebook friends are all saying hello. I just want to say Facebook friends only. I can see there's quite a few of you. Please make sure that you add your email in the comments so we know that you're here today. Zoom, we've got you guys covered because you registered with Zoom. We're live on Facebook, we're live on Zoom, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on LinkedIn. So I'd like to get started. I'm Susan Koyman, of course, from Spoiled Agent. And again, our friends at Visit Florida have set up a fantastic date for you all today. And I know that Visit Florida also is giving away a $100 gift card to a lucky spoiled agent that stays on for the entire webinar. You don't necessarily have to ask a question, but you need to be here for the whole thing. Okay. So please, only for questions, we're going to add them to the Q&A box. And we're going to leave the chit chat for the chitter chatter for sure. But I know you guys are in for a treat. And of course, we want everyone to become specialists of our friends at Visit Florida. And of course, the Cruise Extension Specialist program as well. And as a ladies chat, I'm going to be popping in some contact information, how you can find Visit Florida's page on spoiledagent.com. And again, you just go down to the tourist boards and click on Visit Florida, and we'll be great. All right, so I'm going to meet you ladies at the Q&A at the very end, but I want to thank you all very much. Over to you, Miss Michelle.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Pierre, and I handle specialty markets here at the Naples Marco Island CVB. And today I would just like to highlight the key reasons why Florida's Paradise Coast is recognized as a premier luxury destination, perfect for spoiled travel agents as well as spoiled clients. So first, just to give you some insight on how to get here, we are located in Southwest Gulf Coast of Florida. Oh, and my screen's going crazy again. We're located here, Southwest Gulf Coast. Our local airport is RSW in Fort Myers, but obviously we're drivable from any area in Florida, any airport that your clients fly into. RSW currently has nonstop service from Canada, direct flights coming in from Porter, Air Canada, and WestJet, or you can catch a connecting flight with United Airlines, American, or Delta. And just to let you know, you can find out information about our airport at flylcpa.com. We are going through an expansion project at RSW. We're going to be adding a new concourse with 14 new gates. So that means a lot more flights. Fly CPA updates their information on a monthly basis. Not only do, hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you, Michelle.
I can hear myself talking. Um, I have no idea what's going on here.
You're okay. We can hear you.
Okay, we also have some private airlines that private terminals that you can fly into if you have guests that have the means to fly in on a private jet, you can fly into the Naples Jet Center or Elite Jets over at the Naples Municipal Airport. They have great concierge services there, um, sleeping quarters for pilots, catering. So these are really high-end airport. We also have a private airport down on Marco Island as well, if you want to fly into there with terminal facilities, passenger lounge, pilot lounge, and ground transportation to many of our resorts. The list goes on why Paradise Coast is a luxury destination, from the pristine white sand beaches to the luxury resorts, high-end shopping, golf, fine dining, arts and culture, curated activities, wellness, and our nature and wildlife experiences. Um, First of all, just to give you some insight, if you are not staying at a resort that has facilities at the beach, one of the first questions we always get asked is, where do we go where there's concessions at the beach? Because we have 53 public beach access points throughout the county. So listed here, Loudermilk Park, Vanderbilt Beach, Delnor Wiggins Pass, Clam Pass, Tiger Tail, and South Beach, Marco Island all have facilities, concessions, showers, picnic areas, playgrounds, and parking facilities. If you go to paradisecoast.com beaches, you can find all this information and plenty of other beaches as well. Of course, we have luxury and boutique accommodations here, and we are fortunate in Naples to have two Ritz-Carltons. And whether you stay at the beach resort or the golf resort, you have reciprocals to both properties. You can use the amenities at both. There's a shuttle that runs between the properties all day long. So you get the best of beach resort and golf resort. Also, there's the Ritz Kids program there, nature-inspired activities focused on wildlife, ocean conservation, and the local ecosystem. And then at the Ritz-Carlton Tiburon, which is the golf resort, $1 million water park just opened there, right on property, with a lazy river, water slide, splash zone, and cabanas for rent. And we are also very excited to welcome our very own Naples Beach Club four-season resort. It just opened a few months ago. It's 215 rooms featuring expansive balconies overlooking the Gulf and the pristine beaches. There's multiple pools, oceanfront dining. There's a spa on site. The brand new Tom Fazio golf course is set to open in 2027. And for the kids, there's the Fins Club Kids Club. Say that 5 times fast. For ages 4 to 12. And then additionally, there's a teen center where the teens can go unwind, charge their iPads, watch movies, play video games. And Four Seasons also offers babysitting services. So the parents get to enjoy the resort while the kids are being mined. Down on Marco Island, we are fortunate to have one of only two JW Marriott beach resorts in the United States. And this one is extra special because it does have the adults only Paradise by Serene Tower. Here, only adults stay. Families will stay in the other two towers. There's exclusive pools and concierge services. There's 10 dining venues. They have two championship golf courses off-site, the Rookery and the Hammock. We have an award-winning spa at the JW, curated wellness and cultural experiences there, upscale boutiques, water sports right from the property. They have their own catamaran at the JW, so anything you could want, you can find there. But we're not just about the beach in Naples. Brand new to Naples in North Naples, off of the Caloosahatchee River, is the Perry Hotel. It has a rooftop adult-only pool, a rooftop restaurant, which is actually run by Dan Tao. He's a previous James Beard nominee. He's all over the Food Network. His restaurant is called Tigress. This is a waterfront location that has its own marina, so boat tours can come in and out, pick you up right there. They have transportation and beach access, shuttle services, and modern boutiques. So, not just the beach, but a boutique style experience for you as well. Moving downtown Naples, AC Hotels by Marriott opened recently, and it also has rooftop experiences with a resort style pool, rooftop restaurant that overlooks Fifth Avenue. It's in a prime downtown location, so you can walk to Fifth Avenue, the bayfront where there's shopping and dining, and a cabana bar that looks over the water. You can walk to Tin City. It's modern, European inspired. Like I said, there's a restaurant upstairs as well as a cafe. So, very convenient to downtown Naples. And then if you're looking for something more casual, we have the Compass by Margaritaville, which is a mini Margaritaville here in central Naples. It's all suite lifestyle hotel. It has kitchenettes. It's perfect for families. They give you complimentary hot breakfast and a welcome cabana. There's a resort style pool, and the backyard social space is really cool. Fire pits and games for the kids, laid back area. They have live entertainment every night. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's always 5 o'clock at Margaritaville Compass. And they do have complimentary shuttle service to the beach. New to Naples also is the Great Wolf Lodge, a great family hotel, indoor water park fun, family-friendly accommodations with suites and bunk beds, totally geared towards kids with adventure and activity programs, dining and snacks available. It's very convenient. There's a fitness center, gift shops, arcades, kids spa, and everything that goes along with being part of the wolf pack. So in Naples and Marco Island, we have so many different locations where you can go for shopping, dining, entertainment, and nightlife. You're going to have to go to paradisecoast.com and click on the things to do or dining tabs, and you'll find a list of all the restaurants in the area. Of course, there's Fifth Avenue and 3rd Street South. Between the two of those, there's 85 different restaurants and shopping experiences with art galleries and different things. Waterside shops is where we have our high-end luxury, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Saks Fifth Avenue. And the Mercado is very trendy. The Mercado has lots of different nightlife options, whether you want a cigar bar or you want a draft house or an English pub. There's everything there. Tequila bars. So there's so many places you can go for entertainment, including Artists Naples and the Gulf Shore Playhouse. Um, Artist Naples is our world-class performance center. It's a theater that hosts Broadway shows that travel through. That's where you go to see the Philharmonic, the Pops. Jerry Seinfeld comes every year. So any kind of top performance, you would want to go to Artist Naples. We have several other theaters in the destination. We have the Gulf Shore Playhouse, which just went through a renovation. It's a architectural masterpiece and a must-do. It's located right next to the AC Hotel in Naples, so you could walk there. Located inside of Artist Naples is also the Baker Museum. This is where there's the prestigious collections that come through. We have Picasso's and Chihuly's, Diego Rivera. Right now, Ansel Adams is in there right now. Also, we have a state-of-the-art car museum. Um, So we're not limited with arts and culture here in Naples, and we have something that piques everyone's interest, whether you're a car enthusiast or just looking for, pieces of art and want to buy art. There's tons of galleries and art districts for that. Moving into wellness, we are a wellness destination. Whether you're looking for healthy food or activity, we have something here for everyone. Yoga is everywhere in Naples, whether you want to do it in a studio, on the beach during the day, or at night. If you want to do it in a garden, you could do yoga everywhere here. The resorts often have their own wellness programs that incorporate a lot of this as well. Spas are limitless. We probably have as many spas as we have golf courses, and there are 90 golf courses here. So, depending on what you're into, if you want just a massage, or you want holistic healing, or you're looking for a med spa, we have a ton of those things here in Naples. You can find a lot of this information again on our website at paradisecoast.com. There is a wellness section which will have all this information for you. So let's get into some of our private experiences. Part of being a luxury destination is that we can curate special experiences for our guests. So right here you have the Bell 407 helicopter. This holds up to 6 people. You can do a tour in this helicopter, land on a private island here, and have a catered meal set up for you and your guests. If you don't want to do that, take the seaplane. The seaplane's another option that you could do this as well. You can fly again to a barrier island, go as far as Key West. Just come back. We want you to come back. There's scenic tours, charter flexibility. You can bring luggage. So both of those experiences are exciting. But perhaps your guests want to be on the water. If that's the case, Naples Nantucket Yacht Group is a great experience as well. They have several different options in their fleet. You could take the boat out on your own or have a captain. You can have your tour customized. It could be 2 hours or multi-day excursions. And of course, all the water sports you can bring with your yacht, wave runners, paddle boards alike. And then after you're done all that, we want you to get down and get into the Everglades. So, the Everglades, we are the Western Gateway into the Everglades. And we have this quirky little town down there called Everglades City. And when you go there, you're going to come to find that multi-generations of families have lived in Everglades City and operate the tours and take care of that ecosystem and advocate for the Everglades area. You can do so many different things down there. Rising Tide Explorers happens to be one of our top kayak tours. It actually runs out of Naples and Marco Island into the 10,000 Islands, which leads you into the Everglades. They have exclusive wildlife viewing tours, sunset and moonlit options. Really amazing Rising Tide Explorers. And when you get into Everglades City, there's plenty of things to do and see, from the Smallwood Store Museum, that's like a time capsule back into the early 1900s when fishing men used to come in and sleep overnight. You could see all the apothecary things that they used to sell in this store. It's still there, frozen in time. We also have the smallest operating post office in the Everglades with our friendly postman there, so you can mail your postcards home. You can visit the historic Rod and Gun Club or head down into the Big Cypress. Down in the Big Cypress, you'll find Clyde Butcher's Art Gallery, and many other things, like the Big Cypress Boardwalk, walk through the national park. There's also airboat tours in the Everglades. This particular down south airboat tour is a private airboat tour that you can get for up to 4 to 6 people, and he will curate the tour to however you like, whether it's nature experiences, wildlife encounters. These are luxury airboats that he uses. And then in the Big Cypress again, there's Clyde Butcher's gallery. I kind of spoke too soon. He is the Ansel Adams of the Everglades. So when you go there, you're going to see giant works of art with his black and white photography, which is known all over the world. You could also go into the Big Cypress Park and do a ranger-led dark sky experience. The Big Cypress has a dark sky designation. That means you can go there and see the Milky Way. And you could do that all through a ranger-led program. And again, in the Everglades, you have pole boat tours, airboat tours, photography tours, fishing. You can see wildlife, do swamp buggy tours. If you want to, you can even walk in the swamp with a biologist who will tell you all about the ecosystem. Right off of Everglades City is Chokoloskee Island, and we have two quaint little places for you to stay there. The Realum Inn Lodge, as well as the Parkway Motel and Marina. These are two fishing type lodges. The fishing on Chokoloskee Bay, people travel all over the world to go there and go fishing. And when you're done, you can bring your fish back and have it cooked up right at the Havana Cafe. One thing I want to point out is please go to paradisecoast.com to the travel trade section. There you're going to find pieces of collateral that you can download. You can download visitor guides. You can find photos and videos for your clients. Also, remember to take our Trav Pro certification program where you can become a Paradise Pro. This will give you a more in-depth information on attractions and things to do here on Florida's Paradise Coast, Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades. Also, keep in mind myself and Claudia are both available to assist with any of your questions or anything you may need to welcome your clients to Florida's Paradise Coast. Thank you so much for having me. Look forward to working with you soon.
Okay, now we're going to bring on Deborah, Miss Deborah Lee, representing Greater Miami. Over to you, Miss Deborah, to share your screen. Perfect.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope you're all doing well on this Wednesday afternoon. As Suzanne mentioned, I'm Deborah Lee, and I'm Director of Travel Industry Sales for the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, or all things Miami and Miami Beach. At the moment, having a little bit of liquid sunshine in Miami, but don't worry, it's a balmy 73 degrees today. So come on down. We're waiting and ready for you. Just to give you an idea of the destination, for those that may not be familiar, um, Miami is really Miami-Dade County, the Miami metro area. We're just before you get to the Florida Keys, so almost the most southern part of the state of Florida. 34 municipalities or 34 different neighborhoods for you to explore that we refer to as Greater Miami. We are the most populous in the state of Florida and the seventh largest metro in the United States with a population of approximately 3 million people. Of course, comprised of Miami Beach, most well known, and of course, all the other 33 municipalities within the area. So, how do you get here? because you all want to come, right? You all want to come to Miami. MIA, of course, is Miami International Airport, is South Florida's largest airport, the main U.S. gateway for Latin America and the Caribbean, offering more flights to Latin America and the Caribbean than any other U.S. airport. And it is America's third busiest airport for international passengers with over 100 air carriers, and is actually the top airport for international freight. So, Valentine's Day for all of those roses and flowers that come in to the United States really pass through MIA, which is really interesting to see how they manage that. There is quite a bit of construction at the airport. I do want to let you know in full transparency. Um, Recently, MIA has been awarded a grant for $94 million in funding from the FAA, and it is to accelerate well-needed critical improvements to the airport. The airport is over 90 years old, and so we are giving the airport much-needed love. Um, there's actually a new terminal under construction, Terminal K, that will open in about a year or so at the end of 2027 or thereabouts. And then just 2 weeks ago, actually, American Airlines is the largest carrier at MIA, and they announced a $1 billion expansion to their Terminal D, as in David. So their D concourse will get some new gates, as well as a new lounge, etc. And speaking of lounges, PS Miami is expected to open this summer at MIA. What is PS Miami? Well, PS is a provider of convenient and elevated services at a private terminal at a major airport. So it's kind of think flying private, but you're actually, flying at a commercial airport. They provide services such as TSA check, pre-check, customs border protection clearance, and then they'll whisk you from their facility across the tarmac and put you on board a flight. So really exciting terminal. It's called PS, as I mentioned, and it is a private terminal, and it's expected to open later this summer. So we're very excited about the new addition. Something else new at MIA is actually called Wait and Rest. It is a sleep room, the first wait and rest sleep room in North America. So there are 15 of them currently that just open, and they're luxury sleep rooms. If you have a long layover in Miami, maybe you're continuing on to somewhere else, or maybe you've come off a cruise and you have a lot of hours just to spare in between, and you really just want to get some rest because you had a very busy time on the cruise. Then a wait and rest might be something that you'd like to experience. As I mentioned, it's a luxury sleep room inside Miami's Concourse D as in David, and it can occupy 1 to 4 guests. And it includes luxury hotel bedding and linen, touchscreen entertainment, information monitors. They do have private shower facilities and bathrooms, fresh towels, snacks, beverages. They do have an hourly rate up to 8 hours. And also we're scheduled to open a second location at MIA in Concourse H, or Terminal H as in Harry, is scheduled to open later this summer. So options, as I mentioned, lots of improvement happening at MIA. Of course, our Canadian airlift, we're grateful for the new Porter Airlines service from Ottawa to Miami, which started on January 24th. It is seasonal service, so it will end on April 13th, but we're very grateful for that. In addition to that, of course, Air Canada offers flights from Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. All of that seasonal service, so that will all end on April 30th and April 29th and 30th, respectively. And Porter Airlines will also have their Ottawa, Miami service, as I mentioned. It's 3 times a week. We'll have that service from January 24th. It will end on April 13th. And we also have a Toronto to Miami daily service on Porter, which started last October and also ends on April 30. Of course, after that, there's still some other carriers in which you can utilize to get to Miami. Also, if you think about it, your other ways, if you fly maybe into other airports within Florida, such as Fort Lauderdale, which is not too far from us, as well as Orlando, then you can also still get to Miami, on your preferred Canadian carriers. If you fly into either airports, maybe you can utilize the services of Brightline. If you're not familiar, Brightline is our high-speed rail that connects Miami or South Florida to Central Florida or Orlando. In a mere 3 hours, a little bit over 3 hours, really, you can get from Orlando to Miami on Brightline. Brightline has been in service since, well, the Orlando Miami service has been in place since September of 2023. So it's not necessarily that new, but you may not have been familiar. It really is high-speed rail and is a game changer for us here in the state of Florida. What's new with Brightline? Well, not only do they pay commission, to travel advisors, but late last year, they launched a rewards program. Please refer to their website, gobrightline.com, for additional details, not only on commission, but certainly on their rewards program. Getting around Miami. Well, once you get here, whether it's by air and then train or just directly by air, getting around Miami, we do offer some free modes of transportation, which I always like to share. Really important because at least you can save some money when you get here. We do have our trolleys that are subsidized by local resident tax dollars. They offer scheduled service 7 days a week. Tipping is not required or recommended, but the trolleys service all of our neighborhoods throughout Miami and even goes into the port of Miami. So, a really great way of getting around. As I mentioned, it is free. It is scheduled service. So, keep in mind that it has multiple stops, right? So, you have to have a lot of time or allocate your time accordingly. Another free mode of transportation is the freebie that you'll see, that little elongated golf cart that you see there on the screen. Freebie is not available throughout the destination, but is available in most cities. The routes run a specific radius, and for availability, you simply download the app Ride Freebie. Highly recommended to tip your drivers. And what's new for Freebie is that the service is now available in downtown Miami, which is really exciting. Keep in mind, Freebie does not go into the Port of Miami, and it is an app-based free transportation. Okay. We also have the Metro Mover, which is the bottom left, well, on my side of the screen is left side of your screen. The Metro Mover is a monorail style mover which runs throughout the neighborhoods of downtown Miami and Brickell, our financial district. There are 4 different routes. The hours of operation for the Metro Mover are 5 a.m. to midnight, with special hours for special events at the Kaseya Center, for example, or Bayfront Park. Next week, we are getting ready for the Ultra Music Festival that will take over literally downtown Miami. So the Metro Mover will have extended hours next week to accommodate the guests that are going to be attending the Ultra Music Festival. And our newest mode of free transportation is the Miami Beach Water Taxi. We're so excited to welcome the water taxi to Miami Beach. It currently operates Mondays through Fridays only from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every hour, and then from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. every 30 minutes. Currently is only one stop, but we are looking at expanding it because ridership has been very, very good thus far. It was introduced back in January, and we're having, as I mentioned, very positive feedback and very high ridership the for the water taxi. So currently, the where you pick it up is in the marina just behind the Marriott Miami Biscayne Bay, and it drops you off at the Miami Beach Marina. So there's currently only one pickup or one way that you get onto the free taxi, and then one area in which when you get off or disembark on Miami Beach. But we're looking at expanding. So more news for that. Keep in mind, I'll tell you where to go to find out more details moving forward. Of course, when you're visiting Miami, chances are you're about to embark on a cruise. We are the cruise capital of the world, and cruising is back and back with a vengeance. Port Miami has broken cruise records in 2023. 2024, we welcomed over 8.2 million cruise guests. And this is tremendous for us, because it has an incredible economic impact and allows us to continue to improve. And so I always get the question, why is there always so much construction at Port Miami? Well, we're always needing to improve, right? When you have 8.2 million guests passing through the gateways, we have to always figure out ways of improving, um, making things more accessible, making things larger, etc. We are called the cruise capital of the world because over 20 plus cruise lines call Port Miami home. Our newest thing, and last year, actually, last April, so almost a year ago, history was made at Port Miami with the opening of MSC's Terminal AA. It is the largest cruise ship terminal in the world at a whopping 490,000 square feet. So it is a really amazing. We are very proud of that terminal. It is the most state-of-the-art terminal. Not only is it the largest in the world, but it is the most state-of-the-art. Recent inaugurals we've had, of course, MSC World America, Norwegian Aqua, Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady, Cunard's Queen Elizabeth, Oceana's Allura, and Windstar's Star Seeker. And a few days from now, she's actually on her way to Miami, is the Norwegian Luna, Norwegian's newest ship, which will be named and christened on March 27th. Always something happening new at port. As I mentioned, we're also always having improvements. So the newest thing coming soon will be Terminal G as in George. It's a new terminal for Royal Caribbean. Broke ground a few months ago. The terminal should be open late next year, late in 2027, and will be able to accommodate 7,000 guests and primarily used for Silver Sea and Celebrity cruise lines. So that will be Terminal G as in George, which will be right here, right beside the Virgin Voyages terminal, just so you know. So, of course, if you're coming in on a cruise, hopefully you're doing a pre or post stay. If you are staying in the downtown Miami area, that would be closest to the port. The port is a downtown port. So any hotel that has the name Biscayne Bay or downtown Miami in their name is closest to the port. Brickell is a mere 3 miles away. Of course, all of these that you see here on the screen are considered downtown hotels. I just want to point something on before we move on. The Holiday Inn. This hotel will be closing at some time in 2026. Don't have a closure date yet, but unfortunately, the hotel will close as it's going to be demolished and replaced with something else. So if you have guests staying at that property, just, want to set their expectation with regards to the fact that the hotel will be closing very, very soon. Brickell, a mere 3 miles away from the port and just across the bridge, is our financial district. That's where you're going to find more of the 4 and 5 star properties. A couple of things to point out as far as Brickell is concerned, Brickell Hotel properties. The Mandarin Oriental closed, that hotel closed last May, and is actually getting ready for demolition. It will be rebuilt, but it will not return to inventory till about 2030 because it's going to take several years for the demolition and rebuilding process. But the hotel, good news is it will return. Also, something new in the Brickell area is our newest hotel called the Brickell Arch. It is the former Conrad, the former Hotel AKA, has just been rebranded on March 1st. It was rebranded to a Marriott property and it's called the Brickell Arch and it's part of the Marriott Luxury Collection. Miami Beach, of course, there are certain parts of Miami Beach that are less than 5 miles to the Port of Miami. So these hotels that you see here are all considered port hotels because of their proximity to the Port of Miami. Wynwood, another neighborhood within close proximity of the Port of Miami, as it is 5 miles from the port, also now has 3 hotels that could be used for a pre or post stay. A couple other closures to mention. The Royal Palm South Beach is currently closed with doing a renovation. The SLS Hotel on South Beach also closed to accommodate a renovation. Important to note, while we do not have any all-inclusive hotels in Miami, despite having brands such as Riu and Iberostar, we do have 3 adults-only hotels. All 3 properties are located on Miami Beach. The National Hotel is a beachfront historic landmark where many movies have been filmed due to their dramatic 90-foot long pool in the backyard. The Standard Spa is a bayfront Miami Beach property known for their spa, perfect for a couple's escape or a girlfriend's getaway. The Hotel Greystone is physically located 2 blocks from Miami Beach and has a designated area on the beach for hotel guests. And the hotel is home to one of Miami's hottest restaurants called Saraven, which happens to be a Japanese French fusion. Also, some new beginnings, as I like to say. I've already mentioned the Brickell Arch. That is new due to a rebrand, but last year we welcomed the Andaz Hotel on Miami Beach. If you're familiar with the Confidant Hotel, it's the former Confidant that has been, after a $40 million renovation, has been transitioned to the Andaz, the first Andaz in Florida. We also have the Shelbourne by Proper Hotel, which opened last year, and Donatella, which is a boutique property with only 6 rooms. So very, very popular for maybe a buyout. And we have a number of hotels under construction. Opening later this year, we have the Delano South Beach. We're welcoming back, or the Delano, which is such a well-known property that really kind of almost kicked off the whole Art Deco and made South Beach really cool back in the day. Is finally reopening after being closed for over 6 years. In addition to that, we're going to be welcoming the Hilton Miami Beach, Collins Park. That is located approximately, actually less than a quarter mile from the Miami Beach Convention Center. And so we welcome that property when it opens later on this year. Then, over the course of the next 2 to 4 years, we look forward to the opening of such amazing brands as Amman, Rosewood, Grand Hyatt, Bulgari, Auberge Shore Club, Treehouse, all on Miami Beach. Then in the Brickell area, we will have Baccarat, Virgin Hotels, Ciro, and of course the return of the Mandarin Oriental. In downtown Miami, we look forward to welcoming the Waldorf Astoria, Dream Hotels under the Hyatt brand. It won't be all inclusive, that would be Dreams, but this is Dream Hotel. And the Okan Tower, which will be a Hilton Miami Bayfront. All those 3 in downtown Miami. And just announced Fouquet. Fouquet will be opening their second property in the US, and it will be opening in the Miami Design District. Of course, we're really proud of the fact that a number of our hotels have been recognized by the Michelin organization with Michelin Keys. So 10 of our area hotels have been recognized with Michelin Keys, 6 for very special stays. So 6 one Michelin Key properties include the 1 Hotel South Beach, Mr. C Coconut Grove, the Esme Hotel in Miami Beach, Hotel Greystone, Miami Beach, the Betsy, and the Moore Miami. And Miami 2 key properties for exceptional stays include the Mayfair House Hotel and Garden in Coconut Grove, the Satai Miami Beach, the Faena Miami Beach, and the Four Seasons Surf Club. And 25 of our hotels have been given the Michelin distinction notation. So really fantastic properties we have, and with a lot more coming online. Speaking of Michelin, the Michelin Guide was introduced and launched in the state of Florida in June of 2022. In the 2025 reveal, Miami's culinary growth continues as we now have 13 Michelin star rated restaurants, including the first 2-star, and it has maintained 2 stars since 2022, L'Atelier de Joël Robuchon in the Miami Design District. And we have 14 Bib Gourmand restaurants. Additionally, 10 new restaurants have been recommended to the guide. So definitely food is your thing, and Miami should be your place. In addition to, of course, the fantastic hotels, the cruise aspect, the dining, of course, you got to have things to do. We are home to over 40 museums, including the Wynwood Walls, which is the world's largest outdoor street art museum, the Museum of Graffiti, the first of its kind, when it opened in 2022, Paradox Museum, 70 illusion-based exhibits that will challenge your sense of reality and provide unbelievable photo ops along the way, the ICA, the Institute of Contemporary Art, Miami, Super Blue Miami, which is a digital immersive art museum, the Museum of Sex, which houses three galleries exploring sex in art, history, science, and culture. You must be 18 or older to visit. And the Rubel Museum, which is a unique sweep of contemporary art that cannot be found anywhere else. And the Rubel is located in Alapata. Other museums include, of course, the Frost Science Museum. That is a three-in-one, as it is a museum, planetarium, and aquarium. And it's a fantastic experience for the entire family. There is currently an exhibit which features Da Vinci, 500 Years of Genius, and it actually only runs through April 5th. So you only have a few more days a few more weeks really, in which to experience that. In addition to that, Vizcaya in Coconut Grove is a jaw-dropping European extravagance in an enchanting American context. We often refer to this as Miami's mini Versailles. A really fun museum. You can't beat it. The Museum of Ice Cream. That is when you connect with your inner child through the joy of endless play and unlimited ice cream. Highly recommended. The Perez Art Museum is located adjacent to the Frost, and that takes center stage in downtown Miami as one of our primary and prominent cultural destinations because of the location. You're able to, just at the back of the museum, truly enjoy all of the perfect views of the Port of Miami. And of course, one of my favorite attractions that we have in the downtown area is Thriller Miami. That's located at Bayside Marketplace, which is an area that provides not only an area for folks to store their luggage while you enjoy the attractions, bars, restaurants, but it's home to one of Miami's most popular attractions, as I mentioned, Thriller. Thriller is a high-speed boat ride which takes you on tours of all of the beautiful homes of the rich and famous in Miami. Heading a little further south, of course, we have Zoo Miami, which is actually the largest and oldest zoological garden in Florida. We have, of course, the Everglades to the west, the Florida Everglades, where you can experience Everglades Alligator Farm, you can experience flamingo adventures at Everglades National Park. And then, of course, we have some farms because that part of the destination is referred to as Miami's countryside. Home to the Berry Farm, which is a third generation family owned farm, as well as Pinto's Farm, also a family owned oasis that you can truly enjoy. And did you know that Miami is home to the southernmost winery in the United States? It's called Schnebley's Winery, where the wine is actually not made from grapes because we cannot grow grapes because of our tropical climate. But the wine is actually made from mango and lychee, passion fruit, guava, all those amazing tropical fruit that you get to enjoy in our tropical destination. I do want to take a quick moment to highlight one of our lesser known attractions, and that is the Venetian Pool. The Venetian Pool they celebrated their 100th birthday in 2024. It was built in 1924 from rock with waterfalls and cave-like grottos. And what's interesting about the Venetian Pool, it's filled daily with 820,000 gallons of spring water from an underground aquifer in the Biscayne Bay. Once the pool closes for the day, the water is then drained, sent back to the aquifer, the pool is cleaned, and then refilled overnight. So it's a really interesting concept. It's a really, like I mentioned, lesser known of our attractions, but it was added to the National Register of Historic Places, and it's really one of the few swimming pools in the country to have that designation. So really want to highlight the Venetian Pool as they celebrated their centennial. And our newest baby, so to speak, is the Reef Line. What is this? Art is going deep in Miami Beach. Step outside of the traditional art gallery on land, which I just highlighted several of them, and you will slip on your snorkel and fins and swim to the Reef Line. It's actually an environmental art activation we've just opened phase one of it. It's located 600 feet offshore and it will stretch 7 miles beginning at 4th Street on Miami Beach and run north all along the coastline to Surfside and Bal Harbor. The most exciting thing is Time magazine has just named the Reef Line one of the world's greatest places for 2026. So I encourage you, if you want to do something a little bit different visit the Reef Line when next you are in Miami and Miami Beach. We market the destination based on what's happening. And as we are approaching the month of April, We are getting ready to have Miami Attraction Museum months. And what does that mean? Well, a lot of promotions, a lot of discount offers on our many attractions and museums, which I just highlighted. In addition to that, in the summertime, July and August, we look forward to welcoming Miami Spa Months as we highlight the hundreds of spas that we have in the destination. And then, of course, August and September is Miami Spice, aka Restaurant Months, where we look to highlight over 250 restaurants throughout the destination and offer all kinds of amazing offers during those months of August and September. Speaking of offers and events, we've just wrapped up the World Baseball Classic last night. Congratulations to Venezuela for winning the World Baseball Classic. And ongoing at the moment, we have Miami Open Tennis at the Hard Rock Stadium that runs through the end of the month through March 29th. Then in April, we welcome back the PGA Tour after a 10-year absence to for the Miami Championship. Or Formula One race, Miami Grand Prix, which just received a massive extension to 2041, will return May 1st through the 3rd. And our current MLS champions, the Inter Miami Football Club, will celebrate lots to celebrate, actually, not only the MLS Cup win last year, but the fact that they're finally getting their new stadium. Miami Freedom Park opens on April 4th. We're going to have a big celebration, and they're going to be playing Austin Football Club on April 4th when they celebrate and commemorate the opening of their new stadium. Speaking of soccer or football, I like to call it football because I'm originally from Jamaica. Of course, we are one of the host cities for the World Cup, and we are looking forward to welcoming 7 matches, including the bronze final. So, play for us begins on June 15th. We have June 21st, June 24th, June 27th, all amazing matches. A quarterfinal on July 3rd, right before America's 250th birthday. And then we have, I'm sorry, a round of 32 match on July 3rd, quarterfinal on July 11th, and we finish up play in Miami on July 18th with the bronze final. So lots of things. And if you're not a sports fan, then we have other things for you too. Coming up next week, as I mentioned, the Ultra Music Festival. Prior to that, we have Miami Music Week. Later this summer, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the American Black Film Festival. Miami Carnival in October. We close out the year with Art Basel. So lots of things going on. I have given you a lot of information and in a very short space of time. So I do want to let you know Miami and Miami Beach, if you remember nothing else, that is our website. That's where you're going to find all this information and more. You're also going to see our webcam so you can see what the weather is like at all times. Of course, there is a page for your travel professionals. Okay, you can order agency brochures. You can subscribe to our newsletter so the Miami news comes to you. And of course, there is a link for our specialist program. So in addition to the Visit Florida Specialist Program, we also have our specialist program. We are making some adjustments. I will let you know. I'll let you in on a sneak peek. We're actually going to be adding a new chapter, and it's going to be on Sunny Isles Beach, Miami. So specifically for Sunny Isles. So stay tuned. That will be coming soon. Even if you want to do the program now and do it again, that will be fine too. There is, quite a bit of incentive. There's a spring learning incentive going on at the moment. So I would encourage you to take a look and maybe qualify for that $100 gift card if you complete the lesson. Of course, keep up with us on social media. Visit Miami on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube, and the Greater Miami Convention Visitors Bureau on LinkedIn. My name is Deborah Lee. Here's my contact information. Please, please, please feel free to reach out at any time. We look forward to welcoming you to the destination very soon. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Susan.
I love it. Amazing, ladies. Fantastic job. I learned so much today, and there are some great questions. I'm just going to head over to Facebook first. Um, I believe, okay, Elvie has a couple for Deborah. So, Deborah, for the Miami airport construction, how long will that take? And are there any measures being taken with the heavy traffic?
So the traffic at the airport is really not affected. I have to say it's just within the airport, its facility itself. Terminal K will be open, as I mentioned, late next year, so late 2027. But the American Airlines new terminal is expected to be ready. Well, the expansion, I should say, of their Terminal D won't be completed until 2030. So it's unfortunately going to be about 5 more years of construction of different parts of the facility itself. But the traffic into the airport is not affected. It's really just the airport facility.
Okay, there you go, LV. Um, and let's see here. LV's also looking for, is there a document or a page that has access to all of the free transportation you mentioned?
Absolutely. Our website has all of that information as well. So if you were to go on Miami and miamibeach.com and search for free transportation, all of those options that I presented would appear there for you.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's see here. So we're going to head over to Zoom. Someone has a client who's disembarking from a cruise at 9:30 in the morning, but they're not flying out from until Fort Lauderdale until about 7:30 p.m. at night. So they got the whole day there. Are they able to store their luggage somewhere and then hop on a free transportation to go around, see the city, have a meal, and enjoy the day?
So yes, there is. So there at Bayside Marketplace, that is an area which is located actually as you disembark on a cruise and you come over the bridge from Port Miami. On the left-hand side, you will see Bayside Marketplace. It's that close. That is, they do have a luggage storage facility area there at Bayside. So whoever it is could easily store their luggage. If they wanted to utilize free transportation, then they could hop on a trolley and just ride the trolley around. But if they wanted to actually see and experience a tour that would be paid for, at Bayside, you also have big bus tours.
Hmm.
So they could just hop on a hop off bus and get to see, an actual tour. Of course, that is paid. It's not complimentary.
Okay, great. I see some new faces on our Facebook that are joining us live. If you're joining us live on Facebook, please make sure you add your email in the comments so we know you're here and to qualify for the $100 gift card from today. Actually, it's a good segue. You talked about the trolley. Our friend Nick on Zoom is asking, does the trolley stop at the cruise terminal or in the ports?
Yes, it does. It stops at the Port of Miami. It goes into the Port of Miami, but it does not stop at each terminal. It goes over into the central part of the port and just drops you off. You then have to walk to your respective terminal with your luggage.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't stop at all 7 terminals, unfortunately.
Okay, that's okay. I have a questions for both of you. Michelle, we'll go to you first. Marva's asking for a travel agent visiting the areas. Are there any travel industry discounts or available hotel attractions or anything that they can take advantage of? We'll start with you, Michelle, for Naples, Marco Island, etc.
Yes, so for travel agents looking for discounts, there are several hotels that do provide them, but you have to check with each property on what that is. So they do have them available there. Of course, we're here to welcome you anytime you're coming to the destination. If you reach out and let us know, I'm happy to give you some zoo tickets or botanical gardens. We'll give you a welcome bag. We'll make sure that you see everything you need to see while you're here.
Okay, I love it. And Miss Deborah, how about your area?
Yes, so of course, there are always discounts available for travel advisors at hotel properties. Your best bet, of course, is to make sure that you are signed up for the respective, especially with the big brands. So the Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, make sure you're part of those programs and it can, utilize those discounts that those big brands offer. For the smaller properties, I would recommend if you're trying to, connect with them, the best way is if you reach out to me, I can certainly provide you with the sales team information, and that way you can connect with them directly for discounts at a hotel. As far as experiencing our attractions, we have partnered with a company called Go City, and they provide tours of Miami, of course, that complimentary, only available to a travel advisor. So it's only for travel advisors, not for your plus
Yeah.
ones or what have you. But again, more information on that is available on the travel professionals page on our website.
Okay, great. Over on Facebook, we have Guy. Guy said that he'll be flying into Fort Lauderdale next month, departing for their conference at sea on April 18th. So make sure you take advantage of some of the free transportation, things like that around that everyone's chatting about. All right. We're going to go back over to Zoom. Nick is asking, is the wait and rest commissionable and where can it be booked? Deborah, I believe.
Yes, so they are relatively new. This is the first four-way for wait and rest into the North American market. As a matter of fact, they do plan to open one in Toronto at Pearson. I
Oh,
don't know when. So breaking news. But this is the first one, right, in North America. And so I think until they've figured it all out, I don't think that they offer any commission just yet. But stay tuned. They're just coming into the marketplace, and I'm sure they'll figure it out soon and be able to get that commission process completed.
okay. Marva on Zoom's asking, do you know if the TSA strike or staffing situations affecting processing times or wait times through customs at the Miami International Airport?
So I will say this that the global entry has resumed, so we
Okay.
don't have any issues there. There are also other apps that I would recommend when flying into Miami. As in addition, if of course global entry is definitely one that I would recommend having, but we also have the passport control app
Mm,
that is provides an expedited entry into Miami, and we also have some new kiosks,
okay.
so also expedited entry into the US. So highly recommend, and again, you can always find out that information on our website or I Fly Miami, which is the airport's website.
And does that also give an idea of how long wait times are?
There usually is an area that gives you wait times, but I have to say, we honestly, knock on wood, have not had any issues. This past weekend, we did have some issues going through security with wait times because there were so many canceled flights
Mm,
throughout the US.
yes,
There were over 5,000 flights canceled on Saturday alone, or Sunday alone this past
right,
weekend. So between the volume of people, either, impacted by that, as well as, security we did have quite a number of lines. But I have to say, since the weather has basically subsided, it's been pretty good.
right. And sometimes we can't control the weather and how it impacts so many
Sadly,
different
we
things.
can't. Sadly.
But we can, we here in I'm in the Toronto area, we can actually take advantage of that and go to Florida. So we can manage it that way and get some warmth from the Naples area or Greater Miami.
There you go.
Definitely. All right. Well, you guys have been amazing ambassadors. Like, wow, I've learned a lot. I know it's a really great comments everywhere on Zoom and on Facebook. You guys have both done a fantastic job showcasing your areas, and we really appreciate your time
Yeah.
today. And all of our spoiled agents who joined us from all across Canada, whether it's over your lunch or your coffee time. And ladies, thank you again. And of course, to all of our friends at Visit Florida, Leanne and the whole Vox International team as well. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
having us.